Hello and welcome to Openly Gamer Theater's production of ETU Extracurricular Activities. My name is Gage and I'm very happy to have all of you here for our part 2, our hopeful conclusion.
Hi, I am Shannon and I am playing Amythest Blackwell.
Unmuting helps. I am Michael and I am playing a character whose name I forgot and my sheet isn't up now. So
Ricky Lang.
Thank you, Ricky Lang.
My brother.
Yes, you're much smarter and much more,
Murderous.
Appropriately murderous brother. Yes.
Hey, how's everybody going? It's Tuco Malone here. Kind of skittish little character. Can't go very far without his Samsonite luggage, just hanging out with the crew.
Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm playing Gretsky, a hoodie hacker who is reeling from the fact the government made putty patrols who broke his hoodie.
So yeah, to talk a little bit about what happened last time, and if you didn't get a chance to catch part 1, you can find the VOD here on the Twitch channel. You can also find the audio in the Gamers Table podcast feed, wherever you get podcasts. But our party here are all students at East Texas University. One step further back, East Texas University is a setting in Savage Worlds, the best game system ever. All right, continuing on. They're all members of this club called the Paranormal Psychology Club at East Texas University. And for some of them, that has meant running into weird stuff. But for the most part, it's been pretty boring. Until winter break, when, while everyone was home, they got a frantic message from Professor Linden, the head of the club, basically saying, I've got something. This could be big. This could be huge. You need to come back. Everyone raced back to campus. Campus was like dead. No one was there. There was a huge storm going on. And they rushed to Linden's office just to find a window broken in, a desk overturned, crap everywhere, and found a note saying that there may be a secret cult on campus trying to summon the Howler of Truth, whatever the hell that means. Right after that, they were attacked by weird, grotesque monstrosities, and then a fight ensued, mostly between the party, and leading in the ultimate death of one party member, Frank, who, while he's not here tonight, will always be in our hearts. A beautiful moment between Frank and Amythest coming together in his last moments. And that's where we left off. Everyone running out of the building. Some of us are beaten. Some of us are wounded. One of us is dead, and 2 of us are still related somehow. And that's where we are, guys. So what do you guys want to do as you burst out of this building back into, again, this huge thunderstorm?
So we're all good, right? Like, Ricky, are you okay? Did you get hurt?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, emotionally, not great. Frank just died.
That was his own damn fault. Frank was stupid. He should have run.
I am have my Samsonite case over my head in the rain, and I'm just, what do you mean this is fine? Nothing about this is fine.
Look at all the blood on my hoodie. I think it's my blood.
If we can get to another building and we can get somewhere dry, I can try to do first aid if people are hurt.
He's obviously hurt.
Okay,
that's blood.
Damn it, Ricky!
Damn it, Amythest! God, Amy.
Oh no! I forgot about you calling me Amy.
Are you mad all over?
Yeah. It's Amythest! Damn it! Come on! And I'm gonna go to the nearest building, I guess.
Okay, so is your goal just to go to a building, or do you have a specific... Okay, so you can just go to... Yeah. All right, you're just in a building, which I will decide on what that is later. And you guys are able to get away. As you look outside, you're not seeing anything coming after you guys. So you have a moment to breathe. I know Gretsky is very wounded. If I remember correctly, there are night elf holes in the hood of the hoodie as well as blood. Tuco, how are you feeling? I think you're a little messed up as well. Are you?
Unmuting is a glorious thing. And I was looking at my character sheet, and I don't remember where I was at, but I do think that I had a wound.
Okay.
Or something. I'm pretty sure that I had a wound, and it was not good times for Tuco. He's not mortally wounded, but his leg is like kind of messed up, and it's bleeding, from like the back of the calf, down, and he's kind of like frantically pacing back and forth between Amythest and Ricky, and just kind of like he's freaking out, man.
Oof. So Amythest, if you would like to try and heal them up, it'll take 10 minutes per wound. So you're looking at 2 separate rolls and about 30 minutes of time going by.
Okay. Explode.
Yay.
That's 11 for the first one.
Who was that on?
Oh man, I'm gonna need
Wayne.
that.
Huh?
Yeah,
Wayne.
okay. So that was for Gretsky. So that's both your wounds, Gretz.
Yay.
Am I at a -2 for his wounds, or is
Not
that
anymore? So that's
Okay.
one of the many changes to Savage Worlds Adventurers Edition, is that you don't get the minus for the person's wounds anymore. You only have your own minuses.
Yeah,
Making
that's
healing
awesome.
a little easier,
Yep. All right.
unless you die.
Do we get new bennies, or are we stuck with how many we had at the end of last session?
Benny's always reset. Oh,
That's
however,
what I thought.
Conviction does not. And Amythest, you do have 1 point
I
of
have a
conviction.
Yep. I am going from 5 bennies to 3, though, I think.
You
I don't-
are.
I don't know how I had
Yeah.
any bennies left after I used them all against Michael. All right. So
And wait, you used them all and failed, right? If I remember right, you failed on those bennies didn't help you, did they?
That was beautiful moments.
Frank still died, so they did not.
So I mean, it all worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Everyone who's viewing, keep in mind, we're going to try something a little different. I think it already got dropped in the chat, but we have XP going on, and you can redeem that XP for rewards. And so if you want to nominate players for bennies, just go ahead and highlight the name and say, Benny for Amythest, Benny for Tuco. I mean, give bennies to Frank. I don't care. I mean, he's not here and he can't use them, but why not?
All right, so now I'll do my roll for
Tuco.
Malone.
Oh,
4 explodes. 7 that time.
Ooh, we're just popping all over the place. Yeah, Tuco, go ahead and wipe away that wound.
Heck yeah. Gone.
As Magnitude would say, pop, pop.
Pop, pop.
Well,
So,
she's taking care of him. I'm going to be by the front door, staring outside, watching. And if I see any sight at all, any movement, I'm going to run, grab chairs, and start piling chairs in front of the door.
Yeah, nobody seems to be pursuing you guys.
Ricky will
So
be
you have that.
looking closely over Gretsky's shoulder.
Yeah, so it's about 30 minutes goes by as you're patching up the wounded, and the power has not returned. So you guys are just sitting in this building in the dark, and yeah, it's eerily quiet aside from the storm, especially after what just happened.
All right, so if I recall correctly, we had these 4 clues, and they were tied to the elements, and they were about deaths that happened in different places. There was air, which was a hanging; earth, which was a car accident.
You just have the word accident.
Oh, fire, which was kiln; water, which was drowning. And we had heard of deaths. We had heard of the hanging and the drowning, correct?
Yes.
But the
I was
other
going to say one of those 2 remainers, we definitely had a question mark on. Like, did this actually happen?
Yeah. So the accident, we thought it might have been the car accident, where Frank's girlfriend died.
Oh, and the last thing that Frank ever said to you was it wasn't a deer.
Right. That's right.
Ooh, yeah.
That was a good moment.
That was when he was a ghost.
Yes.
Yes. I remember. Okay, so we were kind of thinking we needed to go to the art building, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
the
sounds
kiln.
Familiar. The kiln. That's
The
right.
kiln, I believe.
Yep.
I believe that was actually Frank's idea.
Well, he's dead now, so we have to honor it. That's how it works, right?
That is exactly how I believe it works. Okay,
I didn't agree with this decision when he was alive, but now that he's dead, I guess I have to fucking do it.
That's very on brand for you guys, isn't it?
That's
Just
pretty good.
berate each other until somebody dies. Yeah, so you guys know roughly where the art building is, and it's not too hard to make your way over there, except that you're getting smashed in the face by rain. And
I have an
just-
umbrella.
You have a parasol, I thought.
Oh, well,
Isn't
it's
that
a fancy umbrella
Okay.
that looks like a parasol, but it still keeps the rain out of your face.
The wind is whipping it all over the place. Like, this is a severe storm. Like, I don't know.
Well,
if
I don't want
stressed
to.
that
I
enough.
don't want to damage my parasol, so I guess I wouldn't use it.
Okay. So you guys are walking. You are it's pouring. You guys are dripping by the time you make it into this building. Gretsky, you don't have to worry about the blood in your hoodie because it's all soaked out. Like, you guys are drenched head to toe.
Yeah, but I
and
have
you-
holes in the hoodie that the water's going right through now.
Right through. Yeah, just right here. I want to specify that they are right, like, ear-esque. Okay. Yeah, so you guys make your way into this building, and you is anyone an art major?
No,
Slow pause as everyone checks their character sheet.
Nope.
I'm anthropology major.
Surprisingly, Ricky's a tech major.
And I think Gretsky's probably something similar, correct?
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere on here. Oh, computer science major.
Okay. So yeah, you guys
Fair
are
enough.
probably not super familiar with this building outside of maybe a couple of core classes.
Oh,
I-
it smells like patchouli in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like every goth has to take at least one art class.
So they have some standard classrooms on the second floor. That most of the first floor actually has teachers' offices, and that there are some spaces on the third floor and some spaces in the basement for different types of artistry, kind of more studio space. But I don't know if anyone would know where the kiln is. Actually, I think the person who had the best chance of knowing is dead.
Damn it, Chris.
Isn't it fun when that happens?
Yeah. All right. So going from like my personal college experience, ceramic people who like usually the like hallway leading to this kiln is like full of ceramics.
Okay.
So maybe we can just look around and hope there's
Yeah,
a hallway.
They definitely like to put them out in the hallway for pickup. If you've done the piece and instead of wasting class space on it, they put it on racks out in the hallway
Mhm.
for people to just kind of steal. So,
Or for the artist to pick up.
oh yeah, I mean,
Whichever.
ideally the artist picks them up, but sometimes you're walking down and you see a really nice, pipe that someone's made. You might pick that up and walk away with it. I mean, not that
How
that's
many
gonna happen.
stolen coffee mugs would you say are in your house, Michael? Conservatively.
In my house, none.
Yeah, so are you guys all moving as a group? Are we splitting up? Are we going upstairs, downstairs, staying on this floor to explore? You guys have so many options ahead of you.
As a journalist major, Tuco would come at it from a different angle. And just real quick, would there be like a central office, like a student union that might have like a directory or a, like one of those mall map kiosk things where you just walk up to it and it's got.
For the building, probably not. That there might be some of that information in the student center. Also, I brought this up last time. Doesn't really matter now, but I'll bring it up again. You guys also know that there's probably information at the school newspaper, which is in a different building again.
And as a journalism major, I would know where that's at, and I probably would maybe have a spare key.
That sounds like a Benny.
I'll burn a Benny.
Okay, you're burning a Benny. Yeah, you do. So if you guys wanted to go there, you could.
So, but I mean, I guess we could just, we could go to the newspaper like we got all kinds of information. I'd be able to try and find out which building we should go to instead of, just, I mean, whatever you guys want to do.
Well, we're already here. Why don't we look around first? We know where, you know where the journalism building is.
I'm not going by myself.
No, I'm just saying we're already here. So let's look here.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense for us to go back out in the rain.
Okay, fine.
Looking for something when we're already in the place we should be looking.
Fine, Ricky. God, let's go.
Yeah, everyone keep an eye out. Those things could be anywhere in the dark.
I'm gonna kind of like pedal up next to him and just kind of like, I'm gonna hang out with him while they're looking.
Okay, so what's the approach? What are we doing? Are we going room by room?
I think the hallway, like, just, kind of hope for those ceramic racks.
Okay, so yeah, you guys walk down the hall of the first floor, and you don't notice anything. Like I said, it's mostly offices.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have the choice at the end of the hall to go up or down. There's 2 flights above you and 1 flight down.
I think we should go down.
Wouldn't a kill need ventilation? It's probably not in the basement.
Well, it would need ventilation, but I wouldn't think they would want it up high either. Like, you can have ventilation leading outside, like a dryer hose or something.
All right.
Oh, so we're going down?
Yep.
Okay. You guys make your way down the stairs. Keep in mind, it is very dark. I'm sure some of you have phone flashlights out.
Yep.
There is no power in this building. And you guys make your way down the steps.
I think we should probably only have one person. I mean, I don't think it actually matters because Gage isn't going to make us track our phone battery.
I used to. When I used to run ETU, when we would go into these situations, I would have everyone roll percentile dice.
Yeah. But I think maybe you just have one person using a flashlight at a time.
To be honest, I do kind of love that, Gage.
But then you get into really weird arguments where it's like, well, you've been recording video for 5 minutes. Like, you've lost at least 10% of your battery. And people being like, what? I can do this with my phone forever. Anyway. So let's get a marching order. Who's in front?
I'll go in front if no one else is going to.
Ricky won't let Amy go in front.
Here we go again.
Amythest and Ricky are bickering at the front.
I firmly try to get myself not in the front and not in the back. So if something jumps out, it's going to jump out at whoever's in front or back, but not me.
And Tuco, where are you? I guess in the back then?
It sounds like everyone's trying to get to the front.
No, it's so what you see is you have Ricky and Amythest up front kind of bickering and kind of leading the charge, and you have Wayne and Tuco constantly fighting over last place. Just who's going to be last? So they're just kind of like, they walk and then they come and they walk and they come back.
Speed slow. Occasionally you both catch up to Ricky and Amythest and you just stop and wait for a little bit.
Yep.
So as you guys are bickering around each other, go ahead and give me a notice roll, the 2 of you in the front.
What are dice?
Did you say what are dice?
Yeah. I got 4.
7.
So you guys hear something from down the hall. And it's very subdued, but it sounds like a single person chanting.
I think this is it. Wait, can I roll occult?
Yeah, go ahead.
To know something?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is 7.
Yeah, this is definitely you don't know the language, but you know the rhythms. And you're pretty sure that this is someone doing some ritualistic nonsense.
Someone's casting a ritual.
How do you know?
I know things, Ricky.
I thought that was just a Hot Topic outfit. I didn't really think you were into that thing.
You sure they're not just talking in code?
I'm in the paranormal club.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, paranormal club doesn't mean you know everything about spells.
Well, I know some about spells, and that's a spell.
Fine.
It's
You know,
definitely
Mother
not
was always
code.
suspicious about you and your magic, this magic thing. Your little dark turn.
It's not a dark turn. That makes it seem like it's a phase. It's
Oh, it's
this
a phase.
is me. This is who I am, Ricky.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Excuse
Frank
me.
liked who
Excuse
you were,
me.
didn't he?
While you two are arguing, they're finishing whatever they're doing, and whether they're casting a spell or speaking in code, they're going to call back the putties. So we need to stop them.
All right. You're right, Gretsky. You're right. What are we gonna do?
Let's go in there. And
We lost our meat shield.
hey, I'm really strong. I can take them.
Well, could you set the scene a little? Like, is it at a corner? Is it a hallway?
It's a straight shot hallway, and it's further down the hall. You guys have not approached yet. You're just hearing chanting coming, floating on the air.
So while they're all kind of arguing about that, I take my Samsonite luggage case. I open it up real quick, and I pull out like one of my microphones. I pull out like a camera, and I sling it over, and I shut it back up, and then I just shoot it down the hallway. Just whoosh. It's got wheels on it, so it'll go down a hallway, and it's a straight hallway. So I'll set it on its wheels, and while they're kind of going at it, I just shoot it down the hallway.
Okay, I like this. Hold on one second.
A distraction.
Okay. So you shoot it down the hallway, and for a second, nothing happens. And then a door opens, and you see one of these deformed creatures walk out, again with that hand that ends in a knife, and walk over towards your luggage. And he stabs it. And when it doesn't move or fight back, he stabs it again. And then you see it look.
I'm backing up.
Yeah, with no... He turns, and you kind of like... There's some light emanating, soft glow light emanating out of the doorway. And you guys kind of get another good look at these weird clay creatures. And it has no eyes in its head. It just has like the beginning, like someone was sculpting out the shape of a face, but hadn't gone in and done any detail. And it just kind of walks back and trundles back into the room and closes the door behind it.
No.
We need weapons.
I'm moving ahead. I'm moving towards the door.
What are
Let
you
me guess,
doing?
Ricky,
We
are
need
you
weapons.
doing anything while she's
Amy,
moving towards the door?
No. We're not. We have to get weapons. Gretsky's right. We have to find weapons. We can't just walk in there. God, use your head.
One of you has a fire axe, don't you?
Ricky does.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
I'm going to point to the fire axe in your hand. I'm like, what do you call that? You already have a weapon.
Yeah, that's just me. What's everybody else got?
We've got you.
I have an umbrella that I can use to beat people.
I could like.
You gonna hit him with your Evanescence backpack, Amy?
All right, go ahead and take a Benny, Michael.
That was really good. That was good.
It's My Chemical Romance. Jeez.
Hey, I'm gonna look in the closest room, see if it looks empty, and then look for something as a weapon. Thinking this is an art building, maybe we'll find like scissors or something.
Yeah, you look into the nearest door, and it does appear to be completely vacated. It has one of those. It's set up with like a U shape of desks, and it has a pedestal in the middle, like where they have live subjects come in for everyone to paint and sketch. So you're able to find some stuff. You're able to find pencils and charcoals and paints and some knives that they use for sharpening by hand. But probably not anything much more substantial unless you had an idea.
Nope, knives will work.
Knives will work.
I pass out knives.
All right, everybody has a knife.
Yay, knives.
Seeing Wayne do that, Tuco kind of gets a similar idea, and we'll go opposite, adjacent to that hallway, in that direction, looking for another room. And he's looking specifically for anything that looks like a metalsmithing room or anything like that, like the metal art students doing like metal stuff.
Go ahead and roll notice.
Yes.
And give me a -1 because it is dark.
Okay.
Crit fail?
Well, no, I rolled a 2, but with a -1, it's 1.
Okay. Would you like to spend a Benny?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Let's burn that Benny. I want 1 Benny left.
So you should be careful. You're the last person to sign in for the stream.
I know.
You know what happens.
Historically,
boy.
that's not good.
No, I know. I know who's going to die first. My goal in attempting to find this room is to try and see if I can find like any kind of like blow torches or like suddenly like I can carry around with me torch.
Mm-hmm. What'd you roll when you did you re-roll already? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh no, hold on. Nope. Sorry about that. I went ahead and
spent a Benny. And like,
well, that's a 4.
A 4 with the -1?
With the -1.
Okay.
Roll 5.
Yeah. So you're not able to find a metallurgy. I don't know how to talk about that. You don't find a smith. You do find a wood shop, so that's cool. So you're able to find some stuff that's a little more helpful. You're able to find some hammers, saws that aren't necessarily the most useful tools, and then anything else that would be in a wood shop that I can't think of because I am a girly man.
Let's see here. Paste up and Perry Touchman. Look for like any kind of like biggest hammer, like something.
I would be willing to bet
hammer.
there's probably a big pipe wrench.
Yeah, like a pipe wrench would be
a wrench or a hammer of a decent size. Absolutely.
I go with like an 18 penny.
A big
hammer.
clubbing thing.
Yeah, like
good hammer,
that's
like a framing
saying,
hammer, like
one
good
of those
big framing hammer.
Big like pipe wrenches, like old school plumber, like.
Well, this is wood shop. I mean, you're not going to find plumber stuff in wood shop room.
Okay, then maybe there's a sledge.
Yeah, the big. Ooh, is there a sledgehammer?
Maybe there's a battery-powered nail gun.
No.
So there would
push the envelope here, people. Come on.
There probably wouldn't be like a full sledge, but there are smaller sledgehammers that people use in wood shops to like get
like 2 pound, like
a good weighted hammer.
Yeah,
I think is totally fine for you to pick up here.
I bet there's 2x4s and a bunch of huge like nails.
Actually, I will grab if there are some loose 2x4s of like 4 feet or longer, or like around 4 feet. I'll grab those too if that's available.
Yeah, you could find some stuff like that. Mechanically, we're going to treat the 2x4s as an improvised weapon, but we can treat the hammer as we'll treat it as a heavy club.
Okay.
Do you have a strength of D6?
Where do I see my strength?
It's up by attributes.
Top left corner.
Oh, that's fancy. They're blank.
You have this thing called a character sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking
Got
at
some
it. Right?
stats on it? Okay.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have stats on it.
Wait, is your character sheet blank?
Yeah, well, I mean, under attributes, they're all gray.
Well, he has no numbers.
No, they're diced. There should be die types knocked out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It
D6?
is fancy. Yeah, which would be the second tick under strength.
No, I have D4.
Okay. All that means is that it's your damage is gonna be limited to that.
Okay.
I don't think you have a penalty.
That's
so
what
just
I was worried about.
Instead of getting for ranged weapons, apparently you would, but it just means that instead of doing a strength D6, which is what a heavy club would do, you just use strength plus D4 because you can't hit for something bigger.
Gotcha.
Because you're a little guy.
Yeah, I'm not, you know,
Look
I'm
up the
swinging
camera.
around. The little guy swinging around this big old hammer.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Y'all in the chat seem to know way more about woodshop than I do. Talking about chisels and lathes and stuff.
Mhm.
Would be good. Okay, never mind.
Well, the rudimentary lathe is
It's
a
so-
Galaxy Quest quote, so
Okay.
thank you, Jenna
I'm heading back.
Sasquatch.
I'm heading back to find Wayne. Like I'm
So you
looking
have
for Wayne.
A 2x4 in one hand and a hammer in the other.
Yup.
Okay.
All right, guys. Here's my plan. We make a noise, and the thing comes out, and we all jump it because we've seen what these things can do. So we want all of us to hit it at once.
And I'm just standing here like this. I'm like, okay.
So because I'm a big fan of players knowing more, because I think that increases the tension. The moment you guys enter any type of combat scenario, there is a timer that will go off and will begin. And at the end of that, something really, 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 really bad.
I was going to say, I think we need to ignore the putties and go in and stop the casters.
Oh, is the caster not in the room with the putties?
We have no idea.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
we can hear them.
Okay,
We need
who's going
Get
first?
the chancer, guys.
I'll go first.
Ricky?
I
Ricky's
don't think.
got
I think.
axe. He needs
let
to
me
go
go
first.
first. I have the axe.
I have a knife. And
An
I'm a
axe
better
is
fighter than
bigger
you.
a knife.
Axe beats knife.
And
Mhm.
I'm a better fighter than you.
Well, then take the axe.
Okay, here's the knife. I got
Fine.
an axe now.
Love this. Something right
I
here.
would. Okay, well, let's. Why don't we try to sneak a little closer and see if we can hear anything? We're still pretty far away from where that creature was in the hallway,
Yeah, you
right?
guys, I'm assuming you guys stopped the moment you started to hear this chanting.
So I would like to kind of like on the corner of the hallway, kind of like crawl along the wall, and like literally, I'm on all fours, and like I'll put my hammer like in a belt pocket and like wrap so it's on my side and hold it, and I'll just leave the 2x4. I'll just hand it off to one of them if they want it, or just leave it there. And if I could roll a stealth, I'd like to try and see if I could get within like 10 feet of the door and then listen in and see if I can hear anything.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll that stealth for me.
Well, it's not great. It's 2.
Okay.
I think I'm very quiet.
You get really close. Closer than the 10 feet you wanted to stop. You misjudge, and you're right at the edge of the door, and you hear this chanting very loudly, and then all of a sudden you hear it stop for a second, and you hear a very pretentious voice go, "Just make sure whoever it is doesn't come in here. We're almost done now anyway." And you hear footfalls, and then the voice goes back to chanting.
Were any of you following me at all, or was I just all by myself?
I would have followed.
And then you also hear that.
We've got to get in there now.
Did the door open in or out?
The door opened out.
Okay.
And did they hear it from the door that opened?
Yes, that is the
Okay.
correct door.
I'm opening the door.
Okay.
Sorry, Ricky.
As Amy opens the door, I'd like to make an athletics check. Ricky's gonna like charge past her into the room, like screaming.
No! You gave me the axe so that I could go first. That's so rude.
Make your athletics check and go ahead and make it at a +2 because I don't think Amythest was expecting this, judging by Shannon's response.
Yeah, Amythest wasn't because Ricky said, "Here, take this axe so you can go first."
Oh, that's a 4 on a D4.
So it pops. And everyone's rolling your wild die as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'm making no move, but as I'm standing back, I'm just like, this was not my plan.
That'd be 8.
I had a plan.
With the pop, I got 8 total.
Okay, 8 is a success with a raise, and that was with the +2.
Yeah, that was with the +2.
Okay, Amythest, Do you want to try? I mean, I feel like this is better if he just goes barging in.
Amythest tries, but I'm gonna take an automatic failure.
Okay.
So that
Just
he
take
does
an
get to go.
So
really quickly, sorry, we just found out that Tuco has not been rolling his wild die. So I'm going to give you one of your bennies back. So you're at 2 bennies. You'll probably still die, but I want to give you a fair shake. Okay, so, sorry, really quick.
as
Ricky.
Amy like throws the door open, Ricky like kind of pushes her aside and like has the knife in his hand, and he throws his head back and he's like, "Ah!" And he goes charging into the room at whoever is closest, like nearest the door. Looks like they're maybe casting or chanting or something.
Excellent. Really quick, Zhang Pao, hey. And he sees the initiative, so I feel like I should stop what I'm doing and just say, "What's up?"
Oh, hey, hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? So you come running into this room. Let me set some scene for you here. You see this really nice workshop, like obviously not like the standard student fare. In the middle of it, you see a pentagram drawn out on the floor with 5 bizarre and really kind of like eye-torturing statues. And then next to each of the statues,
Obviously freshman art.
You may give me a common knowledge roll. I'm curious.
Well, that was supposed to be a joke, but you know, that's fine. I'll roll it. That would be a 1.
You're pretty sure that this is freshman art. Standing next to each of these 5 statues in the center of the room are one of these, what are we calling them? Putty Patrol? Is that really what we're going with?
That's what I think. That's what they've been christened.
Okay, that's what Gretsky's calling them.
In the center of the pentagram, you see what appears to be a professor standing with his arms up in the air chanting. Off on the other side of the room, you can see the door of an electric kiln. With one of those little glass viewing windows. It's like the nicer ones where you can do a full statue. And you see Professor Linden pounding, and you can just hear like, help, help, like muffled from behind the door. But probably the most interesting thing that you see is above the professor in the room, there's tendrils of energy, dark, twisted energy, coming together from each of these 5 statues, joining above their heads, swirling in a mass that if you look at it too long, would make you probably go insane. But you are not looking at it. You are charging forward.
No, Ricky's like straight up charging forward as he comes in and sees the professor standing in the pentagram. He's going to lower the knife and basically make it like just a straight on charge with the knife.
Okay. Yeah, just go on in. And then, do you want a wild attack?
Sure. I think that fits.
Yeah. Okay. So you get a +2 to the attack roll, and you'll get a +2 to the damage roll if you hit, and then you'll be vulnerable until next turn.
And the attack uses my strength?
It uses your fighting, which if you don't have on that little sheet there is a D4 -2.
All right. Well, that's what I don't have. So
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who has any fighting.
Frank had fighting, but Frank is again
Frank had fighting.
Yeah.
Can I be imbued with this? Can Frank take over my body? Can I be imbued with the spirit of Frank?
If it was like anyone else, probably, but definitely not Ricky.
Yeah, Frank did not possess Ricky at all. Sweet. 4, that blue. I needed that. All right. So that's going to be a 6 total.
Is that with +2 -2?
Yes.
Excellent. So you come flying at this thing, and it whips faster than it should because it's made out of clay. But you just managed to slide in and get a piece of it. Go ahead and roll.
No, I was going right for the professor.
You're going for the professor.
That was when he came in, like I was looking for whoever was casting.
Oh yeah, you managed to hit the professor. Go ahead and roll damage.
And what's the damage on the knife?
Strength plus D4.
Thank you. And I'd like to use a Benny to increase that.
To re-roll damage?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I need to. So I'll hold. Do I say I'm going to use the Benny now, right? Or can I wait to use that?
You can use the Benny after you roll.
Okay, let me roll the damage first. And the wild die is just on the strength, not on the D4, right?
The wild die is not on damage rolls at all.
Okay.
No wild die on damage.
All right.
You get an extra D6 if you hit with a raise, though.
Got it. I cannot keep. I can't get to keep this D4 on the table to save my life. So that's okay. Well, that's a 6 on the D6. Sweet. That's a second 6 on the D6.
Wonderful.
That's a 5. And that's a 4. Oh my god, I love you. This little green D4 is amazing. That's a 4. Holy shit. That is also a 4. I am not bullshitting you right now.
No, you're fine. Tell me how much you rolled.
That is a 4. This green die has exploded for. Okay, that's a 1. Okay.
Now you have to math.
Now I got a math. 6, 12, 17 on the 6, and 17 on the D4.
Wow.
What? Give me a total number.
34.
34. +2 for the wild attack.
Holy shit.
That's really
And the other die I'm using is an RPG Academy Acaticon die.
Oh, nice.
all right. So
Wait, hang on. I should dig mine out.
So
This one's
36.
great.
Their toughness is 6. So I need to find out how many wounds that is before I can even attempt. So what's that? That's 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30, 34. So that's 7 wounds. All right, everyone keep track of that number so I don't have to. What's their vigor is a D8. So I'll spend one of their bennies to reroll. They're gonna try and soak this. All right, spending another one. So that's their last benny. And now I'm spending GM bennies because it's the big bad. I have. I'm not getting any pops. I'm switching dice. How many bennies have I spent, guys? 3?
3.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 of the character and 1 GM.
4. 5. I only have 1 more, I think. No, I have 2 more, but I'm only going to spend 1 more.
Oh, that was 5 wounds, or
No, I have 1. Okay, so last Benny. You might just one-shot this guy. Welcome to Savage Worlds, people. It goes.
Holy shit.
You did. They only managed to soak 1 out of
Holy
all of
shit.
that.
So that's 6 wounds.
Not a
Holy shit.
single.
Whoa!
You come in and
All
stab.
right. Good night, everybody. See you guys.
Yeah, Ricky! Ricky! Woo!
And
There's an and?
the professor drops to the floor and is bleeding out. And now
Ricky just did a murder.
Ricky is straight up still, he's got the knife, he's still screaming, like he's like standing over the professor like with the knife and screaming at the professor.
And now we enter initiative.
Can we tell which professor it is?
Give me common knowledge, just because none of you guys are art people and you didn't do any research.
It looks like
at the
Snape.
student library. Or the student-
Ooh,
Ooh, both mine exploded.
so did mine.
Oh, I have
11.
a Michael roll going on. I just exploded
Yes.
3 times on the D6.
Yes.
Nice.
It's in the blood. It's in our family.
It's 23.
Oh.
Maybe the
Stop.
D4 also
Just stop.
exploded.
Um,
Oh, it's only 7 for that. So
yeah, you turn the corner, Gretsky, and these statues, you're pretty sure you know that there's a specific art professor that works in this style. Amythest, you turn the corner and you love this style because all of their stuff is like grotesque and mind-bending and really
oh yeah.
messed up and chaotic. And you're like, oh yeah, this is Professor Fairchild. This is Ellis Fairchild. Like his stuff's amazing. It inspires my soul. If I had one. Like
Yeah.
very
It
much.
darkens my soul, which is a good thing.
And they are now bleeding out on the floor. So really quickly, I'm going to deal out initiative right here. Amythest. Ace of Hearts.
Ooh.
Ricky. Ace of Diamonds. Tuco. King of Diamonds. Y'all are doing really well. This might go very quickly. Gretzky.
Too bad Frank's not here to see it.
And they got 7 of Diamonds. So you all get to go first. All of this means is that if Ricky, instead of fighting Amythest, had helped Frank would be alive today. I want everyone to do that and feel that in their heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but then Ricky would have wasted those rolls saving Frank instead of taking out the big bad.
I'm just saying, Ricky just kills anyone who is too close to Amythest.
I mean, that checks as far as I know.
Okay.
What are you trying to say?
No,
You weren't
nothing.
close with Mother.
I was close with Mother. I thought that I was her favorite last time you were yelling at me because I was her favorite.
Her favorite daughter.
All right, we'll start at the top of the initiative, which is Amythest. Amythest, there are these 5 putty monsters in here. There's tendril black energy still flowing from these statues to the middle. There's Linden in a furnace. And also these putty monsters are starting to freak out.
All right. What is the can I roll occult to know the best way to like end the tendrils?
Yeah, roll occult at a -2
Okay.
because you don't know this spell.
My 6 exploded again, so that's an 11.
Okay, so your first thought would be kill the caster. That has not seemed to work. Now you are looking around at the components. There's the statues that are the focuses, and then there's the sacrifice in the kiln, which is Professor Linden. You know that the quickest one that you can remove straight from the equation to make sure it's not working is probably to try and get him out rather than trying to destroy 5 of these statues.
Okay. And I have a fire axe, which is very good at breaking down doors, since
Yes.
that's its whole purpose. So I'm going to go fire axe the kiln door.
Now, you probably won't make it there this turn just because it is on the complete opposite side of the room.
All right, then I'm going to move twice.
Do you want to move and run, or do you want to take the defend action just in case one of these takes a swing at you?
I have Death Wish, so I'm just going to move and run.
All right, go ahead and give me that run roll.
4.
Yeah, we'll say you're clean there next time. You won't even have to use up movement next time because that's a very good run roll. Next in initiative is, funny enough. Oh, that's funny. Initiative actually follows the list I have of you guys. Ricky, you're up.
Ricky stops screaming at the bleeding body of Professor Fairchild. Was it?
Okay.
See and kind of vaguely like knows that Amy just ran past to the kiln, and Ricky like comes up with the knife. The blood like flicks off, and he's like and he just starts running at a putty.
Okay. So you're running at one of these guys. Go ahead and roll fighting.
Okay. Again,
Right.
at a -2, right?
Yeah, unless you want a wild attack again.
Sure. I think Ricky is like in bloodlust right now, I guess. You know.
Hell yeah, go for it, man. Wild attack away.
All right. Not as good. Yeah, not as good. That's going to be 5 with the wild attack. Wild attack is -2, right?
Wild attack is +2.
+2, but I have
You have a
fighting, so I have
-2 for
-2,
untrained.
so it just balances out.
Yep. And
Okay,
so 5?
So yeah. No, 3.
3.
3.
You don't have a -2 then. So you have. Sorry.
Yeah. So I rolled. I only have a D4, right? So I rolled a 3 and a 2. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. You had me all confused. Oh, and
That's
Zing
okay.
Hao, who stole initiative earlier? Sorry, seized initiative earlier. Wants to give Amythest a Benny for a seize initiative XP spend. So
Yay!
Go ahead and mark one of those down. So you come at this thing and you cut at it, and they are doing this weird like twitchy thing, but when you come to cut at it, it smacks your hand out of the way and gets very close face to face, and if it had a facial expression, you would almost imagine this thing is snarling at you.
The scream goes from being like a scream of rage to a scream of terror. It's like
and that makes us Tuco, the man with the hammer.
Okay, so there's a lot going on right in front of me here. Is there anything within swinging distance of where I'm at right now? Because I would have been like at the edge of the door area from where you left me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to move inside the door to get to a clay pod guy, or is there one?
You have to move in, but you can definitely get to one of them. Basically, they're in the center of the room. So there's the 2 that are closest to the door that are wide open because your friend Ricky ran right past them.
So I'm going to come in and pick the one that's closest to the circle. So the one that's close to that, that's like I'm kind of coming in behind him, and I'm just going to take a swing at his calf, like, just try and see, or the side of his knee. Yeah, I'm going to try and hit the side of his knee.
Now the question is, do you want to do a called shot, or do you just want to swing with the knee for flavor?
What does a called shot do for me? What does that give?
Called shot leg like that, you'd be at a -2 to hit, but if you hit, you would knock his pace down. And their pace is already slower than you. Their pace is already, I think, 4, where yours is 6. So you could knock him down to like 3 or 2, and then he would have a very difficult time catching up with any of you. But you take a -2 on the attack roll.
I'll take the -2 on the attack roll with the hammer. That's the D4 I'm going to use on that because of my strength, right?
You will when you get to damage. First, you have to roll fighting -2.
Oh.
Do you have fighting?
No, I don't.
So that'll be fighting -4.
Okay. Oh, all right. Good luck. Let's.
You can do it.
Oh, one exploded. Okay. All right. 6, 10, 13. If I did that right. Yeah. Yes.
So, sorry, 13 -4? Or 13?
No, 13 -4.
That's 9. That'll do it. So go ahead and roll your damage. You still need to wound him, but as long as you wound him, you're gonna get your strength, you're gonna get the D4 for damage, and because you succeeded with a raise, actually, no, wait, you did not succeed with a raise. Sorry, that would have been 10. You were so close. So yeah, you're just gonna roll your damage. So go ahead and roll strength plus a D4. You were so close.
That's 4.
4. So you come in and you smack this thing hard in the knee, and your hammer goes through his knee, and then it blends back together.
It does the whole Liquid Terminator thing.
It just kind of slows, slows down, and then it speeds up again as I get through it.
Yeah. Fun fact, though, this one does not look at you. You see that it looks directly at Ricky, even though you have just swung at it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Next up in initiative is going to be Gretsky.
Okay, so I saw that happen. I'm glancing around. Is there any kind of book that's open, or I'm thinking a spell book or something?
Go ahead and roll notice -1 because it is still dark.
4.
4. Yeah, you're able to find, there does appear to be not a full book, but actually, because this is the 21st century, they have a manila folder with printouts of different pages and scans of books.
Okay, I want to rush in and grab that.
I love that it's so college student. They're too poor to afford the book, so they just copy it and put it in a binder.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you managed to get over there. No one's going to try and stop you. And it is all in languages I'm guessing you don't understand. You don't have any languages on your sheet, right?
No.
Okay. So yeah, it's in a bunch of weird languages you don't understand, but you have the proof that this was a government conspiracy. So that's always nice.
That's right. And I know Amythest speaks other languages, so maybe she can read some of this later.
Excellent. So now that is going to make it the Putty Patrol's turn. There's somebody perfectly placed in the center of all of them.
Is the book written in Fallout Boy?
Please, Fallout Boy isn't goth.
So first, this one right in front of you, Ricky.
Yes.
Sorry, there's a one rules thing I want to make
Cat.
sure.
Sorry,
Cat.
I got excited.
Yeah, sorry. There's my podcat is here with me.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay, so they're
gonna lift you up, kid. Go ahead, Gage.
No, shows the cat first. You can't.
I'm trying. Come on,
with the kitty.
come on.
A baby.
Aww. It's a podcat.
You want off the camera, don't you? You do.
Yeah.
Podcast only.
I
Yes, she
prefer
is
audio
podcast
only
only.
as
Yeah.
well, so don't feel bad at all.
I'll try not to lift you up and hold you up to the camera, Gage.
So I have the ball, so I can shrink.
Oh,
Or I can... so this first one's going to hit you.
yeah.
Well, he's going to try. Does an 8 hit you? What's your parry?
My parry doesn't. Oh, it's 6. No, sorry. My parry's a 2. So yes, an 8 hits me.
So an 8 hits
handily
you with a raise.
No.
And Fury increases the strength die type for melee. So that is going to be a D12, which is over here. I actually need that for something else. Let me switch these. Sorry. I was using my D12 as a counter because I didn't think I was going to actually need it. And then he gets a D4 for the... Oh, it's just +1. Okay, cool. And then he gets a D6 for the raise. And he wild attacked you.
Of course.
Which means he gets a +2, but he actually... Yeah, it just stays at a +2. Cool. So how does 14 compare to your toughness?
Oh, it is significantly higher.
Okay.
About 9 points higher than my toughness.
Okay, so that's a hit with two raises. So that's going to be 2 wounds. Would you like to spend a Benny to soak?
Certainly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll vigor for me.
Okay.
You need a success with a raise to clear them both.
All right. Do I get to roll my bonus die on this?
Wild die, yes. Everything
Wild
but
die,
damage, pretty much.
Everything but damage. Okay.
And running.
Nope. No. This is just. I just got a 5.
So you soak one of them.
Okay.
So you now have a wound, which means you have a -1 to everything, and you are shaken.
Okay.
Um,
And you could remind me what the effect of shaken is?
Basically, you have to on your turn make a spirit roll to be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you can only move and take free actions. You can also spend a Benny at any time to come out of being shaken.
Okay.
Right now, the only benefit that would give you is if someone else wounds you and they shake you again, that counts as a wound.
Okay.
But it's not that's your mileage may vary, but it would only help you on if someone was damaging you at this point.
Okay. So right now I have 1 wound and I'm shaken.
Yes.
Okay.
And another one of these things is coming at you. And
Okay.
he's going to be hitting with a +3, +2 for the wild attack, +1 for the gang up.
Of course.
He rolled a 1 though. Well, let me see if he crit failed, because if he didn't crit, sorry, this is a weird. Okay, so he didn't crit fail. So it's a 1 + 3 is 4. What's your parry? 2.
My parry is 2.
So he does hit you. He does not get the raise though, so he doesn't get that extra D6. He hits you for 8.
Just 3 over my toughness.
Okay, so that will shake you again, which will give you another wound.
Okay.
Do you want to roll to soak that wound?
Sure.
Do it.
All right, spend a Benny. Go ahead and roll.
Ooh, raise.
All right, so that one's you only needed 1 for that because you only had 1 wound. So you rolled a soaked. You're not shaken anymore.
Okay.
And another one of these is coming after you.
All right.
And he is going to 7 against your parry.
Yep. Which is 2, so he's good.
Hit with a raise. He is going to hit you for 15 + 5, 20. Sorry, 22.
So that is that's roughly 17 over my toughness.
So 4 wounds. Would you like to spend a Benny to try and soak?
I have no bennies.
Oh no.
So as this attack
do we
happens,
want to wait a second and see if anyone in the chat wants to give you a Benny or not?
Please wait. Hang on. I'm in the chat. How do I do this? How do I spin it?
Come on.
No participants in the chat.
Fine.
I do love that Wayne in the chat said parkour, though. Okay, so what's going to happen is we just looked up these rules last time, and I still don't have them memorized. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so that puts me definitely at incapacitated.
Yes.
But do the extra wounds push me over or push me further?
There's no further. There's
okay.
4 is done. Once you have 4 and you haven't been able to soak them, that's where you're at.
Okay.
I just need to find the bleeding out rules real quick. Also, can I talk about how it wasn't until this year that I got into PDFs and life-changing to be able to just search stuff all the way.
I have an incapacitation on page 95.
Yep, I'm right there right now, just trying to see. Incapacitated. If incapacitated by damage or okay, so you have to make an immediate vigor roll.
Okay.
-3 because you have 3 wounds.
Okay, -3.
Do not crit fail.
Explode.
Keep going then.
Explode. Man, these I think I need to check these RPG Academy dice because they're
loaded.
So 14, 16.
That's with your -2.
-3.
Sorry. 13 -3.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's still success with a raise. Okay, so do me a favor. Roll 2d6.
Okay. 9.
9. And then just roll one more d6.
5.
So this one comes in and stabs you in your guts, and something related to something muscly down here gets messed up. You drop to the ground. Your strength is reduced to die type minimum d4.
Okay.
You are incapacitated, so you are now unconscious and out of this fight.
Okay.
But you are not bleeding out, which means that you're probably not going to die.
Probably.
I mean, these guys are really pissed off at you.
So Ricky's checkered blazer is covered in blood that's pouring. That was from this gut wound, and he's moaning on the ground, but he is certainly not with it.
And the other two stumble over and then see that you are dropped and then stand there confused. You see them start to calm down. We're going to go to the next round of initiative. Sorry, I got to keep track of my tracker.
And the moaning stops as Ricky does fall unconscious.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Amethyst. Ace again.
Oh, nice.
I keep holding it up right in front of my microphone, and I can hear the difference when the mic is blocking, being blocked by a card. Next up is Tuco. Queen of Hearts.
Ooh.
So
I bet that really smarts.
I can roll healing to stabilize him?
Yeah.
So then he'd be back in.
I would let him pop up with 3. I'm fine with that. And the bad guy's got a Jack of Diamonds. So yeah, Amethyst, he is surrounded by these guys. So if you want to go in there and try and make a quick stabilization roll, I think it's usually only stops him from bleeding out, but he's not bleeding out. So I'm cool with him popping up at a -3.
Okay. So I'm at the kiln, and then my brother goes down. So I drop what I'm doing and I scream, "Ricky!" And I run to him. And then I try a healing roll.
Okay.
Sorry, I just saw Eric in the chat said double tap.
I could have, but I'm not.
Oh, I thought he was telling me to do it.
Oh, that would be even better.
Yeah, so I got a 4, which explodes. So that's a 7.
7, yeah. So I'll say with a 7, you can get him back up. You do have 3 wounds, and you'll get dealt in on the next round of initiative, Ricky.
That's fine.
But just keep in mind you have 3 wounds, and if your strength was above a D4, it's a D4. But I don't know, what was your strength before?
It was a D6, so now it's a D4.
Now it's a D4. As something muscular is disconnected, even after being patched up enough to keep going.
Oh, certainly.
Ricky, wake up! Are you all right?
Eric, stop shaking your head at me. It's actually easier to kill them before they go to the in-cap table than it is after. Sorry, what? Yeah,
Ricky said "ow" a few times. That's all I need.
And then next up is Tuco.
So the clay golem thing that's next to me has taken no notice of me.
He walked over, so they're all around Amethyst and Ricky standing there.
You also probably saw that I was trying to free Professor Linden before I dropped everything.
Could I make it to where she was attempting to go from where I'm at, where the golem left me?
So let's say you could do it with a run roll. You would need a 3 or better on your run die. And that means any actions you take, you'll be at a -2 for the multi-action penalty. So, is that what you want to try and do?
Oh, that's... Yeah, I mean, that's where I saw her going. She's not going anywhere anytime soon now. And I'm assuming he's just in there,
He's in there slamming on the thing trying to get out. It's an electric kiln, and it's on.
Oh, man. Okay.
So you have him there probably going to die. You have Ricky, who you just saw fall. You now have Amythest over Ricky, just bringing him back to consciousness. They are surrounded by these 5 things that seemed very, very, very pissed off at Ricky for killing the bleeding body that's on the floor next to you. You guys are fucking college kids. There's a dead person there. Your buddy just almost died. Your teacher's getting fried in the kiln. What are you going to do, Tuco?
Oh, shit.
Life is rough.
I would grab one of those ceramic bongs over there. You know, there's at least 7 or 8.
At this point, it's really.
So what's powering the kiln?
Good question.
I'm going to do what you had
Eldritch
recommended
magic?
before. Yeah, I'm going to take the run action and try to get over there.
All right, so it's a D6, no wild die. Just roll 3 or better.
Okay. No, you know what? I don't want to use that one.
Use Michael's dice.
Use
What'd
your
you get?
dice, Shannon. Your dice are doing pretty good too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We got a 1. All right, so you're making your way there. You'll get there next turn. You just won't be able to get there this turn. All right, and that
That
takes us-
Samsonite is just slowing you down, brother.
It's full of holes.
Yeah, it's in the hallway.
It's got speed holes.
It's got
that takes us to the gremlins. I think that they want to attack the one on the floor, but there's someone currently over that person, very much in their way.
I
Someone
can
who is
take it.
and cares so much about this person. So the first one, let's just roll. I'm gonna roll them 2 at a time because there's 5 of them. The first one is going to be 8, and the second one is going to be 6 versus your parry.
My parry's a 4. So 1 a hit with a raise and 1 a hit.
Okay. Sorry, they're not berserking anymore, so I have to switch out my counter die. Okay, so 1 hit with a raise and 1 without. So the one with the raise is going to hit you for 17.
My toughness is 6, so you can do that math.
10, 14. So that's a hit with 2 raises. Do you want to spend a penny to try and soak?
Of course. All right, and that's a vigor roll?
Yep.
Oops, I almost rolled with a D4 as my wild die instead of a D6. 6 explodes. 8.
All right, so you soak that one. And now the other guy who did not hit with a raise is going to hit you for 6. What's your toughness?
6.
So you're just shaken.
Okay,
Now the next 2 are going to attack you.
great.
Sorry, I pulled a Michael.
And that's when you pick up the loaded die. See, that's oh, I can't keep this die on the table.
Funny enough, the first one's a 4. What was your parry?
4.
Okay, so that one hits. The second one is a 14. That is the one.
That one doesn't hit.
That one doesn't hit. Okay, so the hit with the raise first is going to be 9.
All right. My toughness is 6.
So you're already shaken, so that's going to be a wound.
Yep.
Do you want to roll to soak? Do you have bennies?
Yeah, I have bennies.
It's hard in combat. I was keeping track of all of your bennies. I've completely lost track. I'm not going to lie to anyone.
I got a 5, so I soak that.
All right, and then the last one to come. Oh wait, I owe you damage on the other one. The other one only does 4, so he doesn't do it. And then we have one last guy. You're doing way better than your brother did in this situation.
Yeah, I'm really strong.
He rolled a 1, so he doesn't hit you.
Sucker!
He managed to take 5 attacks to the chin.
Yep.
And that takes us to Gretsky.
Amy is so strong.
Yep.
All right,
I
how
think they
close
just
am I to
find
the kill?
that past you into your brother, and that's why they're missing. You're probably about the same distance that Tuco was, because you went kind of off the way to try and get the book.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the kiln.
Okay, just roll your run die, 3 or better, and you'll be at a -2 for whatever you try to do when you get there.
And a run die is just a single d6, right?
Single D6, no wild die, no modifications unless you have those.
5.
5 will get you there. So you managed to get there. Are you going to try and open it? What are you trying to do?
Can I tell if there's, like, for what's powering it? Is it like hooked up to batteries somehow, or?
It's like set into this back wall. So all you see is this door.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to open the door.
Yeah, you pull on the door and it is locked. It's sealed somehow.
Man, if only the person who had thievery and could lockpick it weren't busy.
Actually,
I think
I have
Frank also
thievery.
had that. Oh, there you go. So you can try and figure out a way. So roll thievery at a -2
All right.
for running.
Explode. 6, 5.
5, yeah. So you're pulling on this thing, and you find this mechanism, and you manage to basically put enough pressure to twist on it and break the locking mechanism and actually pull it out. And this thing it pulls open, and Lyndon drops into your arms, very, very weak, and heat pours out.
It's probably a little romantic.
It's definitely cute. I ship it. We have Amythest with a jack. Clubs. We have Ricky back in the mix with a 3 of diamonds. Tuco, 2 of hearts. Gretsky, 4 of spades. And the bad guys with a 5 of clubs. That takes us to Amythest.
I've been first every time. All right. What?
The cards like you.
Yeah. So I have 5 dudes on me.
Yes.
You want to rephrase that?
Nope. I said what I said.
I got a video like that.
Can we have to put that on Shannon's tombstone, right? I said what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant I have 5 dudes.
No.
Yeah, don't put that on her tombstone.
All right. I'm gonna fighting them with my axe. I was gonna try and like hit 2, but I'm just gonna do 1.
Just gonna do 1. Do you want a wild attack?
No. I have to protect my brother.
Aww.
4 explodes. 6.
6 will just hit.
Okay. What's my damage with a fire axe?
It's a fantastic question, and a better GM would have looked that up ahead of time. Let's just say strength plus d6 because I'm not that good.
All right.
And that sounds right to me.
Yeah, that's great. 6 explodes. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, wow. I think you might have hurt this guy real bad.
This is so strong!
Yeah, you cut clean through, and it separates and falls to either side, and it is deadzo. However, the other 4 get a chance to go, and I'm going to have them all attack you again. That worked so well last time.
Oh, because it's their turn, or did me attacking?
Well,
okay.
No, they're next in initiative.
Okay, I was gonna say Ricky's standing now, or do I have to make an actual effort to stand?
Stay behind me.
It only uses movement to stand, but she stood up, so you're actually a clear target. So you know what? Let's do 2 and 2.
No.
Okay. First 2 will go after Amythest, and the other 2 will go after Ricky.
Can I use? Can I use a?
Take a Benny for your honesty. There you go, drawing attention back.
Can I use a? Can I use a Benny to take his hits?
No, because I think that's an actual thing.
All right.
I just want the siblings to die. Is that too much to ask?
Well, if any of us are going to die, I want it to be me.
So against you, Amythest, we have an 8 and a 3.
One's a raise and one doesn't even touch me.
Ooh. She said, "Get away from me, putty man." Right. So the hit with the raise. I can't see my D10 around the thing. Okay. So that's 12.
My toughness is still 6.
Okay, so that is a hit with a raise. Do you have bennies?
I have bennies.
Okay, do you want to spend a benny to soak?
Yes.
Hopefully the chat's keeping you honest, because I have not been tracking.
I have 1 benny left.
No, the chat has not been throwing bennies around today.
It's because they want you to die. They're all on, spoiler alert, they're all on my side. Guys, go ahead and highlight me. I'm out of bennies too. I'll take them.
100.
Merciless.
Does a crit fail mean anything?
Did you crit fail?
Yeah, does that mean anything on a soak?
No, I generally just take the punishment that you can't try again as the punishment. So you now have a wound and are shaken.
Okay.
And then we have 2 going after Buddy Boy, Ricky on the floor.
We have a Benny for Gage.
No, that's not real. That's Wayne.
All right. 2 attacks coming your way. One of them is going to be a 6, and the other one is going to be a 10.
Yeah, so I can't parry either of those.
They both hit with raises.
How many points is a raise?
4 over.
One was 6 and one was 10.
Yeah. What's your parry?
Both raised.
Okay. So first one coming your way is going to be 5. What's your toughness?
5.
So that just leaves you shaken. Look at that. You're doing fine.
Hey,
The second one is 10.
that's 5 over.
So that's a hit with the raise. You have 1 wound. This will send you back to in-cap. You have a Benny, right? For being
Yep,
honest.
that I'm going to spend.
Get
All right.
it.
Now you do have 3 wounds, so this vigor roll is -3.
Okay.
So what you need is a 7? You need a 7. And 7 will keep you in the game.
All right.
You can do it.
Come on, RPG Academy dice. Nope.
No.
That's a 5.
All right, let's get that vigor roll
-3.
-3. I blame the chat personally.
3.
All right, so you have a failure. Go ahead, give me that 2d6 roll again, along with your busted guts. Let's see what else you get.
4.
4. Left or right?
Let's go left.
Your left arm is now unusable forever.
Permanently.
And you are bleeding out, which means
All right.
that on all of your subsequent turns, you will need to make a vigor roll with your penalties. Failure means you perish. Success means you stick around. Success with a raise, you stabilize.
So with another like light scream, Ricky falls like in a lump to the ground. The knife clatters away from his left hand, which is clearly that arm is torn in a way that is absolutely just horrible to look at. It looks like
One of the statues.
Well, it looks kind of like if you were to take some raw chicken, tear it, and throw ketchup on it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ew.
that jacket, his checkered jacket, is also ruined.
So he did
it's
get
the
chicken.
bigger tragedy.
Yeah.
I like this because you're like the Katy Perry of this group. You're up, then you're down, you're in, then you're out. It's wonderful. So next up in initiative is actually Gretsky. You managed to pull the professor out.
Yep. Is he conscious?
He is, but he is very, very weak.
Okay. I've got the folders. Professor, how do we stop this?
And he's starting to look at it, but you can see it's going to take him a second. His eyes are getting like having trouble focusing. Like you don't know how long he's been in here.
Oh, did it not stop when he?
You don't know.
Yeah, I'm too busy.
You're too busy.
Yep. And I don't understand any of this stuff. It doesn't look like any technology I've dealt with before.
And so you're coordinating with him.
Yep. And I would say defense, like full
And taking
defense.
defense. Yep, you're
Yep.
fine. And then
Yeah, you're fine. No one's even going after you.
fine. You went the safe route. Next up is Ricky. Let's get that vigor -3. Let's see. Add to my kill count, please.
Vigor -3.
Hold Ricky right side. Eric, you're a bastard.
Oh, actually, that's 9.
9 -3? Or 9 with the
wait.
minus?
No, sorry, that's 6. 6.
A 6 is a success, so you will get another turn.
Yay!
You will get one more chance. And
Oh, Ricky right side.
then Ricky right side. And last up is Tuco.
So, with where I made it, so the kiln's probably up here, and then like the center of where Ricky's down is pretty much right here. So I'd be up there.
Kind of like kiln is here. Center of the room is the nonsense. You're like right here.
Oh boy.
You're past the nonsense, but you're actually probably right, not too far now away from Gretsky and the professor.
Someone said he still got something left in the tank.
Jenna Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Andrew, man,
Thank
you're just the
you.
best part of doing this stream, buddy. I love you
Yeah.
so much.
I would like to come back to the nonsense a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, I pulled a camera out of there and I pulled a microphone out of there. So with my left hand, I'd like to just toss the microphone in their general direction, maybe hit one of them in the back or something like that. And
Didn't you have a hammer?
Yeah, I have the hammer, but I pulled out of the Samsonite the camera and the microphone. So I'm throwing the microphone.
Hammers in the morning, though. That's
yeah. Just throwing the mic at them, and I'm like, "Hey, get over here!" And I'm kind of jumping up and down, and I'm trying to taunt them. I'm trying to get them to pay attention to me. I'm like, "Hey, come on!" It's the total Jurassic Park and the Flare moment where I'm just trying.
You're
to
gonna Goldblum this?
I'm gonna Goldblum this.
Do you have taunt on your sheet?
I do.
Go ahead and give me roll taunt.
Let's see here, and I get to roll my wild dice with that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty much everything but damage and running.
Okay. All right.
My sheet says tauntaun. Does that mean like I can be split open and slept inside?
Gross.
I mean, at this point, you don't even need to add an extra slit.
Oh,
11.
11. Yeah. So yeah, you manage a couple of these things turn at you. Ricky's bleeding out on the floor. Amythest is standing over him, wielding a fire axe, chopping people to bits. Tuco is jumping up and down, trying to get as much attention. Gretsky and the professor are huddled over this thing. And in this moment, you see this cosmic energy coming together, and then it starts to unravel and drift apart. And these putty monsters collapse in among themselves and fall to the ground. You guys are left with piles of clay, a couple of inanimate statues, a dead body on the floor, one of your companions bleeding out. Tuco, do me a favor, just in case we ever come back to this. Mark conviction on your sheet.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot I had conviction.
Because unfortunately, you never pressed record on your camera.
Oh.
Oh man.
And you have
I never.
And thunder happens and the lights flicker back on. It seems as though the storm is passing. A crisis that I'm sure Amythest and the professor, after reading some of these notes, will be able to tell you more about, has been averted, not without loss. We've lost Frank. We've lost Ricky's left arm. We've lost the chance to be friends with this Ellis Fairchild dude who's dead on the ground.
His artwork was so amazing.
Yeah, and the chance to do a British accent, which I never got. We all lost things, is what I'm trying to say. But that wraps up where we are for the night. So, yeah, it's
Ricky coughs twice from the ground.
They didn't document any of it.
Ricky coughs from the ground, and you hear him go, "So cold."
Yeah, now that we're out of combat, I'm assuming that Amythest is able. I mean, if she chooses, she could botch that roll on purpose. Who knows?
No, I'm giving it my all.
And I'm sorry. Yeah. So basically, and this is a me note pacing, is that we went a little long last time on some of the earlier parts. So instead of hitting 3 hours, we were looking more like 4. But unfortunately, that meant we got done a little early today. And also the players completely skipped the school newspaper, which is not my fault. But the rest of it is definitely on me. So as of right now, this is only planned to be a one-shot. But I know we're thinking about doing other stuff on the Gamers Table feed, possibly revisiting ETU in this extracurricular activities mini-series show title. I don't know what the exact term is.
Whatever you want to do.
Setting. Yeah. So for now, let's just talk about kind of what everyone was thinking. So was it anyone's first time playing Savage Worlds? I'm curious about that.
Oh yeah.
As a
total newbie.
You can tell from the guy who kept forgetting to use the wild die.
And I wouldn't say it was my first time,
but
I've played one other time, and it was roughly 4 years ago in a one shot. So all the rules basically just had passed away from me. So like everything seems fresh.
So what did you guys?
And it's a new game system, so everything's a little fresh.
Yeah.
So it's my first time playing Savage Worlds Adventure Edition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do we want to? Oh, sorry. We can go ahead.
So I played a lot of Savage Worlds, but not the new version. Even played, East Texas University once before, but also in the old version.
Oh, interesting. And I know, Shannon, you've played and run ETU. So
Yes.
this is old hat for you.
Yes, and I've played the new version as well. Not in ETU, but I've played Suede already. Yeah.
You're what I call my ace in the hole when we were planning on this.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually think I said I need Chris or Shannon because I need someone who knows the system and is familiar with the setting. And I got 1.5 of them. So why don't we go around real quick and say what you guys, just as a little post thing, what was your favorite moment in this? Because you guys didn't send me feedback like you were supposed to. We're going to do it live now. Favorite and least favorites. Let's go and let's start with Shannon.
So I really liked all the character stuff. Like I really liked the moment that Chris and I had at the end of the last episode. And I also liked the dynamic I had with Ricky the whole time.
That was very funny.
Yes. I also really liked Tuco's slight hero worship of Frank from the last episode.
I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah. Too bad Chris had to die.
Oh, Chris is in the chat. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Michael, what about you?
Myself, let's see. I'm gonna have to 100% agree with Shannon that I loved the character mechanics. Like I loved Wayne pulling off the whole conspiracy nut.
Mm-hmm.
He played that very well. I almost feel like, is that like something that you're also into personally a little, or
nope, not
at
all.
Conspiracies? Oh well, congratulations, man, you sold it. And again, everybody had great little character moments. Like I loved Frank's like kind of, I want to say like James Deany kind of like, I'm the tortured hero. Hey, parkour. I love that. Shannon and I have played the antagonist dynamic before, so that's always fun.
I do like that we had a new spin because we were really antagonistic, but we also cared about each other so much.
Yeah. Yes. So that was great. I do like the dice system. I like measuring the attributes by die. I think that's actually it's fun. I think it makes it easier to track. You're not looking at hard numbers. For me, the most challenging part was remembering like how to do the raises.
Yeah.
Like what counts a raise, that type of thing. But again, I think with more system familiarity, I would get to that. And like I had hindrances on my sheet, but we never really dug into those. But again, I don't know what they would have done. So I mean, I'm fine with it either way.
I played by my hindrances. I played by one of them.
Yeah. Generally, hindrances are mostly there to flesh out your character.
Okay.
But when you lean into them, especially when you lean into them against what would be good for your character, that tends to be one of the ways you reward bennies.
And the downside of playing a technology major in a power outage is that you don't have shit to do.
I do. That's why I gave you guys all the Benny the first time when the power went out. I always feel a little cheap taking away all of the technology.
But it worked great. So this was a lot of fun. I would love to continue playing as Ricky or play another game of Savage Worlds in another setting. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And Gage, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I know, I'm amazing.
No. You are.
Savage Worlds does all the work. This is the real reason I talk about it so much. I'm garbage. This system is amazing. Travis,
that's how I feel as a GM too. So
I had a fantastic time. I normally play like loud, boisterous characters, so I had a really great time trying to like keep it hushed and play a little tweaker and just kind of like I totally dug Wayne's the lone gunman. He's all three of them wrapped into one. It was really kind of cool. And I liked his Frank's death. Like that part, like we didn't get to see, like my character didn't get to see it, but that part, like when he went, I didn't realize the system was so swingy. Like so I had no idea it was so swingy. I'm just like, oh, he'll be fine. He'll take a couple hits, he'll come back out of it. Oh, fuck! And like just like that. I was like, this game's for real. I'm like, all right, I can get into this. This has got my bread and butter on it already.
And it goes both ways, as we saw with Professor Fairchild.
Getting one shot.
7
was,
rerolls.
Yes, no, there has been some Discord discussion that I will literally never roll that good again in any game I play ever.
Yeah.
No. And the thing is, it's also a quick system to learn. Like, okay, so the beginning part of this, I thought I remembered how to do all this, realized I had no idea what I was doing. And I pulled up the PDFs real quick and I started just starting there, and I'm like, oh, that's what my skill's supposed to be. Okay. Oh, that's what that's supposed to be. And so like in between what was happening right here, I was able to pick up what I needed to be rolling. Like, oh, I needed to add my wild to this, and like earlier, but I like the way it played out. Like, I liked the literal rolls at the beginning. That was pretty fun. But at the same time, like, the system's quick, like easy to pick up, and it was just really easy to kind of fall into it once I looked at 3 pages on the PDF, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Okay, all right, cool.
You hit on like all, so the tagline for Savage Worlds is literally fast, furious, fun. So you just hit on all of them. It's fast, it's a fun time, and the system is not messing around. It'll kill a character, it'll kill an NPC. We always say, don't, as GMs, don't be precious with your bad guys. It's like 5 times as true in Savage Worlds, because you can just die. I will say one of my favorite moments, and I think you felt it and I felt it, but we didn't get to spend as much time on it, was Tuco's almost losing his breath when that putty monster stabbed his Samsonite.
Yeah, I was freaking out for a moment in my head. I'm like,
and Wayne, how about you?
So for the first session, I think my favorite thing was basically the struggle in the hall trying to pull Amythest out. And realizing that most of the characters are probably going to have survivor's guilt after, because they all thought Frank's going to be fine, and then he's not. From the
thought Frank was going to be fine too.
Yeah.
Wayne, almost all the characters.
From this session, I think the basically the rush by the door that everyone except for Amythest saw coming when he let her go first, but that she didn't see it coming at all and just
took
rushed
him at his
by.
word.
And it's like, no, of course he's going to do that.
Didn't pay attention when he asked which way the door swings.
Yep.
Got all of the little information.
Yep. So I love that. For my character, I did play up the suspicious, and I don't know if it came out what I was doing, but I played up the jealous quite a bit in the first session.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you hit on it.
Yeah.
I didn't really hit my major one, though, because those were the 2 minor. The major one was the arrogant, and the only part of that I really kind of played up was he was the one that was going to make a plan for everyone. It's going to be his plan to jump, and nobody followed his plan. But he knew the best way to get us out of this.
Yeah, it's a Savage Worlds. Your character will end up living and breathing by edges and hindrances. We talk about them a lot. They're like, I think we had a conversation about this on Discord after the first game about Savage Worlds. And if you just look at your traits and your skills, the idea of sameness comes up a lot. Like, characters feel the same. But I think the example I used there, if you have someone who has a D8, you have 2 characters who have a D8 in shooting, and one of them has marksman, and their hindrance is cautious. And the other one has rock and roll, which lets you auto fire without penalties, and his hindrance is overconfident. Those are 2 very different shooting characters all of a sudden, with just 2 quick tweaks.
Yeah, I was very careful with arrogant, that it was arrogant and not confident. He was not the brave one that was going to run in and fight.
That's Frank, and he's dead now.
That was also Amythest tried.
She did.
Also,
she did give it a good try.
She tried oh gosh, that roll, that was a really good moment too. When Shannon, when you aced a bunch of times and got 1 more, but we forgot about the +2 from Gretsky, from Wayne doing the help action.
Oh,
Amazing moment during the struggle cuddle.
I love the putty patrol stuck.
If anyone in the chat has questions for anyone, feel free to go ahead and fire those out while we're just doing this wrap portion. But sorry, Wayne, what'd you say?
I said I love that putty patrol stuck.
Yeah.
It was really, I mean, there was no more perfect name for them, honestly.
Yeah, and he's of the right age to have been a Power Rangers, grown up on Power Rangers.
For
So
sure.
See, for me as a GM, it's like you're trying to keep things mysterious. So you don't want to, you're in the dark and it's a stormy night and these monsters come out. You don't want to describe anything or you don't want to describe too much and give it all away. Unfortunately, that meant that there was ample room for you to name them Buddy Patrol. And then I just gave up partway through. I think they're actually called Deformed Minions, but I like Buddy Patrol better.
Yeah.
Oh, a fun mechanic thing. So what happens to them is those deformed minions is if you give a wound, all you need to do is give one wound to their master, they go berserk. Just like the edge, and it's an edge in Savage Worlds, and it ups your damage. All your attacks have to be wild attack. It ups your toughness, and it says like, you know, if this happens, these things go berserk. The actual term is fanatical. So if they see their master take a word, they just flip out, and it's like you're in the middle of the room. No one else is in the room yet, and you down their boss in one shot, and it's just like, dude, fuck, dude. I don't actually like. Well, I know we joke. I don't actually try to kill characters very often. But you're like, there's like nothing.
I was basically handing it to you on a platter. Like, you know what? If you want to take somebody out, here's Ricky.
It went from Seance to like DEFCON 4. Just
it could go very quickly. And then Amythest though took all 5 hits like a champ, and like
you should have let her fight the first time.
This is what happens when men tell women what to do when women were right in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, people die.
No, yep.
Yeah. She was also right about getting to the kiln and getting the professor out.
Mm-hmm.
Amythest
knows what's up.
I'm telling you, though, we should have gone to the newspaper place. Like, I mean, I get we had to go there, but we totally could have, like, made a quick stop.
Yeah, you would have known exactly where you were going and who you were dealing with. If you guys had chosen to go to the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fun. I've run this. So we talked about this last time, but I'm hitting something on my, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it was really annoying. We talked about this last time, but this is Winter Break. This is a free one sheet that anyone can go and download off of Pinnacle's site and run. And it's the first time. This was my test before I purchased ETU to see if I liked it, and I've run it multiple times since then. I love it because it's a pretty straightforward adventure, all things considered. There's not a lot of twists, there's not a lot of turns, but you feel very quickly that you are college students and out of control and all of that stuff. But it's always fun to see what a different group does with the same adventure.
Yeah, I really like East Texas University stuff. The previous game I played, we never were able to finish the campaign because of scheduling things, but we played it as a side game to our superhero game that we were releasing as an actual play. And my character in that one was, I designed him as a future supervillain. This game was his origin story of how he was going to become a tech supervillain.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, ETU is my favorite Savage setting, hands down. It is very good. And if anyone, so sorry, I'm going to go on a little bit of a Savage Worlds tangent real quick. So Savage Worlds,
really, that's new.
Yeah,
so new. I half orchestrated this. I can do it. Gosh darn it. I threw out an idea. Eric did all the work. But
I think you were just frustrated about me complaining about Shaken.
I actually was just on a Big 20 with Dan, and he was giving me a hard time. I said, you better be careful. The last Fear the Boot member who came on Big 20 with me just bought the Savage Worlds book. But Savage Worlds doesn't do adventures the way some other companies do. They do one sheets and they do plot point campaigns. And so they're a little more fluid and you can kind of move stuff around. And the one for ETU is called Degrees of Horror. And you have 3 plot points a year, all 4 years. So 12 major plot points, a bunch of side stuff that you can sprinkle in. And it takes you from freshman to senior year. And it's, you have to, keep your grades up, maybe not piss off your girlfriend, and then save the world. So it's not, nothing too bad, but it's one of my favorite things ever. And it changed how I prep my campaigns.
It did for me as well. Whenever I ran into you, I wanted to do my own thing, but I had the plot point campaign, and I read through it and I saw how they did it. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I basically ran my campaign as a plot point campaign. I'm like, okay, there's 3 nights where we're going to hit stuff that has to do with the overarching plot, and everything else is like one sheets.
Mm-hmm.
And it
just works great because you feel like you're in this overarching story, but you get plenty of room for players to do whatever the heck they want.
Yeah, which in my campaign was throw a lot of parties, which led to me making up like I would have party events because they always wanted to throw a party. I'm like, okay, so let's see how you do at dancing, and let's see how you handle your liquor, and let's see if you hook up with someone.
Oh, that's exactly what a party should be. And also, let's see if you notice the girl being dragged away from the party by the monster.
Yeah, which was major. That was the overarching plot. Was every time it was every time there was a party, someone was kidnapped and died. But they didn't put that together, and so they kept on. So there ended up being
partying.
Yeah, so there ended up being more kidnappings than I had planned because they threw more parties.
You had to plan additional kidnappings.
Yeah.
Oh man, they'll just always press that button.
That's great. I love it.
Oh man.
And eventually they got the information they needed from Candy the hooker.
I can tell you came up under Eric. Okay, so do we want to go ahead and let everyone know where they can find everybody? And we'll go in the same order we've been going in, which I believe is Shannon, Michael, Travis, Wayne.
Actually, it's Gage, Shannon, Michael.
I'm going to go last.
Wayne. All right, fine. I am Shannon, and you can find me on the Resting Glitch Face podcast and the World Walkers podcast. Resting Glitch Face is mostly women, Shadowrun actual play, where we flirt instead of going on missions. And World Walkers is a Pathfinder 2 campaign where we pretty much go on different worlds, and they're all homebrew and they're very good. Pedro does an awesome job GMing that, and you can find both of those in any podcatcher. Oh, and also Gamers Table. You know,
origins.
Yeah, you know, the Twitch channel that you're on.
Currently.
Yeah.
Michael, you can find me on the social media sites as Loser MLW, and I am on the Redemption podcast, which is an actual play Star Wars Edge of the Empire game. We've been going for about 5 seasons now, give or take, and it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of story there to dig into, and you can find that at redemptionpodcast.com and in your other podcatchers of choice. And I am an occasional guest on Things Done by Gamers Table.
Travis.
Hey guys, what's going on? At Binary Fire on all the socials. And my last game just kind of wrapped up, so I am on hiatus for a while. Now I'm just kind of hanging out on the internet. Come say hi.
Great. I'm Wayne from Fear the Boot, also on Funny Books with Aaron and Polly, which is a comic book podcast. I want to put a plug out there for Fear the Con, the gaming convention that we run every year. This one's coming up in June. You can find it at fearthecon.com.
Excellent. And I am Gage. You can find me on my podcast, Gaming with Gage. You can occasionally find me on Gamers Table or Big 20 when I deign to make myself known. If you haven't listened to Gaming with Gage, on Monday is our season finale for season 5, and the guest is actually going to be Wayne, funny enough, because we're enjoying spending time together, I guess. I don't know. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been fun.
You can find me all around Discord as well, generally ranting and raving about how amazing Savage Worlds is. Shannon, did you want to say your social media?
Oh, I can. I was just lamenting. So I forgot to say my social media. I am Let's Shenanigan, and that's spelled like my name, SHANNONIGAN, on all social media ever, probably.
Excellent. And this show was produced by Openly Gamer Theater. If you want to check out other productions that we might be doing here, best way is to follow or subscribe to this channel, as well as join the Gamers Table Discord. You can follow Gamers Table also on Twitter and Facebook at Gamers Table. And then you'll see anything that we're doing, anything that's coming up, all the weird nonsense that Eric allows us to do while he sits and shakes his head. Right there for me.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of the head shaking.
There is. I noticed he does a lot of nail biting too sometimes.
It's because he's worried the players are going to get out of it okay.
No, that's just him sucking on his fingers. We don't know why.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks, everybody.